Bates Nursery and Garden Center, just north of Briley Parkway on Whites Creek Pike and worth the drive from anywhere. It's the At Home Show, answering your questions about your home, your garden, and your projects. Now for two gentlemen best known for pioneering the concept of social distancing. Josh Cary and David Bates.
Oh yeah, everybody knows what that music means. It's now time to climb a tree, don your loincloth, and survey the backyard, because you got to find a project. You got to lay it in the unmarked grave of history. Welcome in, everybody. It's the At Home Show. It's your Saturday morning tradition here from the Earth Mix Network headquarters in the green room at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, 3810 Whites Creek Pike, just 0.9 miles north of Briley Parkway at exit 19. I'm Josh Cary.
I'm David Bates. Some say it's a mile, Josh, but
some say.
I'm not gonna.
Some say they're wrong.
I'm not gonna split hairs. A special guest in studio.
We do.
Good morning.
Wait. You don't want your song?
Oh, sure. Play the song.
Yes.
Play this.
That's how special he is.
Yes. He has his own walk-up music. We hope everybody's hearing it. Go, Drew.
The free brave amigos are we. Brother to brother and everyone we go. Wherever they need us, our destinies lead us. Amigos, we're always together. Wherever we go, with three brave amigos, and we'll be amigos forever.
Gotta hold that note there. Gotta hold it. Here it comes.
We are the three amigos. We are the three.
Hold it.
Amigos and amigos forever will be.
Big finish.
That might work better on the radio.
Yeah, well, it may be. You never can tell.
Oh, my goodness. We
Welcome,
hope you
Drew
heard it.
Sullivan.
Good morning, guys.
Yep, and we hope everybody heard that. That was Three Amigos. It's the traditional song. We don't own the rights to that, so it'll be up on some of the platforms that we're on.
You know, the other time we did it, it stayed up just fine.
Okay.
But now that you've said that, someone's going to flag us.
Dang it.
Way to go, Josh.
So it's a little warm out there, David. I mean,
It is
just
a little
it's
warm,
just
and
slightly
we're
warm.
going to take a quick look at the weather and try to get a fix on where we are and what's going on. Look at that right there, see if you see anything that looks consistent across the board, and that is to say that it's going to be in the upper 80s to low 90s, and it's going to be scattered thunderstorms every day. And guess what? It's July.
Yes.
In Middle Tennessee.
That's what you get. And it doesn't mean it will rain everywhere every day, but it does mean it was going to rain somewhere every day. And yesterday, about 1,200's worth of rain fell here at Bates Nursery and in other locations. Nothing. There are probably some who got an inch and a half. Who knows? But today there will be scattered thunderstorms. It says here 3/800ths of an inch of rain. Maybe. That's just kind of a average. Tomorrow, 88 for the high today. So, we are seeing some break in the heat wave, which is very welcome. And the additional rain is also very welcome, because everything you planted, it just makes life a whole lot easier if you're not having to do all. The good thing about rain, as opposed to even irrigation, is that if it's raining where you are, 100% of your area is getting water, the same amount of water. So it really works a lot better than the irrigation system, but not everybody can have rain when you want to have rain. So this forecast pretty much extends throughout the week. Upper 80s to low 90s for the highs, and lower 70s to maybe upper 60s for low temperatures. And
That high on Thursday looks real good.
It does, but we'll see how true it is. Thursday's not here. Currently, it's 76 degrees here in the Music City, and we would be remiss if we did not also mention the capable skills. Michael Stevenson here today. We're really glad to have him, and we also want to mention Honora McGarry, and thank you for being here today. She doesn't want to be on camera, but as you can see, there's no reason for her not to want to be. She's a very wonderful lady, and she keeps us.
She looks a little chilly in that picture.
She keeps us looking as good as she can with what we've got to work with.
Was that in Oregon?
It was in Northern California.
Okay, so close.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. 615-499-6690. That is the number to dial to join us here. And if you want to call, leave a message, you can do that. You can send us a text if you would like.
If we don't have your number stored, you will have to leave a message. Now, if you want us to store it, we can do so. That way you can actually call in live. So,
yes.
But if you have a question, you can call and leave that message, or you can message us through our Facebook page.
Yes, you can.
The At Home Show with Josh Cary and David Bates. We have a question, by the way, starting out from I believe it was it Jack Gill? Is that who that was?
Yes, it is. And then we will go to Jack's question here. And
bring that up. Are you ready?
I'm ready. If you're ready, are you ready?
I think I'm ready. This is right in the wheelhouse of our esteemed guest,
the Prince of Potions himself.
You care to read that out, Josh?
Hey, Josh and David. Another summer, another bout with brown patch. Thought I'd started prevention early this year by treating monthly with bioadvanced fungus control for lawns, propacanazole 51%.
0.51%.
Yeah, point. Yeah.
Okay, 0.51%.
There's a slight difference there.
Okay, 0.51%. Okay, it's time for the fourth application to apply or not to apply. Before I give up, hoping you can offer guidance and maybe a little encouragement. He's going to watch us on YouTube when he gets a chance to do that.
Anyway, so thank you, Jack, for writing in.
And doing your homework.
Right.
Yes, thank you very much.
I think it's my advice to the gentleman would be, I would do a different fungicide. If you've already invested the time and the funds of doing 3 with what that forecast was, highs in the 90s, chance of rain, lows in the 70s, that's disease ready to happen. My only caution here is propiconazole is a oil-based fungicide, and the heat can cause some burn from time to time.
So you got
now that's a little bit of a risk. So you could go to an azoxy and get like 28 days. Azoxystrobin.
Okay.
It'll give you 28 days. Water-based, you won't get the burn.
So there's really not a lot of that chemical in whatever it is that he's buying.
Our propiconazole, we have one that's a 14.3%. We have another one that's 41.5%.
So that's a
But he's probably having to mix it a whole lot heavier than what
now. The other issue when you're talking about fungicides in general is that when you're spraying for any kind of a fungal problem, be it brown patch or be it powdery mildew, if it's a persistent problem, the changing up of use of different chemicals is always recommended because there may be resistance that develops to one or the other.
This is a southern fescue lawn, so I mean, if you're watching in Michigan or if you're watching in Pennsylvania or Maryland, you may have some more rye in there. Would it work on that? Do you see
bluegrass? I mean, you don't usually have brown patch in those type of grasses that I'm aware of.
Right.
Never lived or worked up that way, but it's been a brown patch year. I gave up on it. I let my fescue patch go. And there's great granulars that you can that give you the month-long control also.
You would want to use that in the morning when the dew's on the grass?
You want to water it in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's with that product, heat isn't going to be an issue. So time of
because
day,
it's water-based and not oil-based.
Right.
So I'll give a shout-out to Paula Bainick. Paula, great to see you out there this morning. Also, Bill Hayes is out there. Always great to see you, Bill. He's some very here after a while. Norm Groot out in California. Good morning, Norm. appreciate you checking us out this morning. Beth Scott, good morning to you. Camille Miller, Alice Dobbins. So keep tuning in, folks. We're going to talk about whatever it is that are concerns in your garden. It could be vegetable plants. It could be some gardening issues.
It could be glorious, abundant type of cherry tomato production. And yes, I brought some in.
Yes.
This came from the
show and
one
tell.
plant. One plant, ladies and gentlemen.
It is amazing how prolific, once the production switch turns on, you go from having a few to a few hundred quickly. And you literally can pick more than once a day. They ripen so fast, and if you don't, you'll find them littering the ground.
What I found on this particular one is that they get to a point, and then they get so juiced up, and I don't know they tend to split. They split in the same spot.
Some of that may have to do with your watering habits.
Oh, it could.
It could be, particularly if you're watering them during the hot part of the day. If you're getting water on the fruit itself, not a good idea.
I've been watching and listening to the At Home Show for many, many years, David Bates. I always water to the base.
Okay, well, just saying. Are you the only person that waters your vegetable plants?
Of course. Okay. All right, now, Michael, this is the video that we're going to try to do because Bill sent this in. He was, and then the homework assignment this week was to send us images of the glorious stuff.
I'm gonna switch off here for just a second, give you time to get that cued, and then I'll switch back.
I'm ready to cue.
Are you all right?
He's potted up. He's ready to go, man.
All right.
Okay, but he took the time to produce a video, so it is glorious, and it needs to play.
Here you go.
Looky here.
That's his garden.
You got to turn your audio on,
turn
Josh.
your sound on? No, down there in the
corner.
Down there in
the corner, Josh.
Now you turned it off in two places.
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
That one, and now turn the other one back on. You've got it. Unmute that one.
Yeah, so.
You got that one muted still.
Well, we got that. We're doing real well here, so. Okay.
You need to unmute the other one now, Josh. You've still got one muted. There, unmute. Go volume up.
Volume up. It's up.
Up, you're still muted.
Unmute me.
It's making me nervous.
You're unmuted. Give me just a second here.
Okay. All right, he's.
This is what you call production on the fly, folks.
It's live, ladies and gentlemen, and it's
we're always trying new things,
toys, new gadgets. We've got some things going on
for you. We'll be stumbling before we get up and actually
But this
walk.
is well worth the look. So you can actually look at it now on our Facebook page, and it's out there. It's glorious. And David got very hungry while he was doing.
I didn't realize you were still looking at that. I was trying to fix your sound.
Okay, don't mess anything else up. 615-499-6690. That's the number to dial to join us here on the At Home Show. Now, Drew, even though it's dry in some places, with these pop-up showers, the lawn guys in particular are staying very busy, and it's hot. And they're cutting. It seems a little longer into the summer this year than in the past few years.
And hopefully, many of them are learning to set their mowers to the highest setting. There's still a lot of individuals, and some of those individuals are people who cut grass for a living who still don't understand the need to cut cool season grasses at the highest setting. Yes.
Yep. That helps it just to shade itself and allows more plant to get your food and moisture down to the roots. So.
As a general rule, you don't normally want to cut off more than about a third of the blade. So if you're going down there and you're chopping 2/3 of it off.
Yeah.
So are we getting close now?
We're ready now.
Let's say a good morning to Brad Harkeye this morning, who is out there. Brad, thanks for tuning in. And all right, here we go.
Took the time to produce this for us.
Is that some sauce or what?
Yeah, is it chili or sauce? What is that?
It depends on whether you put it on noodles, I guess. Going into the canning process.
What are you doing, Josh?
I didn't touch it.
I didn't do it.
Wow, there you go.
Little basil on top. Oh my goodness gracious.
I tell you what, I'm not at all hungry, but just watching this just makes me go. I can smell the garlic.
Is that plates of food? I guess he's made. Is he like a chef? Because those look like
He
good.
gave credit to his lovely bride.
I believe it was as scrumptious as it appeared to be. I have no doubt that it.
He maintains his boyish figure around that home, I'm sure, as well. But yeah, again, folks, it's this is the first year that I've had an above ground garden. Okay, I've usually grow a few herbs and
In the
ground and have things going on. But it's amazing. Again, that just one plant, one plant on this cherry tomato. Tomatillos started to come in, and boy, they're coming in hard too. Some other things, but folks, and Bill's garden is massive. So I mean, it's a really good thing.
And I will just go ahead and talk quickly about, give some
yes.
love out here to Earth Mix Garden Products. And Bill is credited Earth Mix Garden Products and Bates Nursery with. You got the plants here, and you got the soils from Earth Mix, and he's having really great success. Obviously, a lot of things he's growing. If you're interested in growing organically and trying to get the most productive growth out of it, highly recommend Earth Mix Garden Products. And it's not just limited to vegetable gardening. It could be for your landscape, Earth Mix Landscape, supernatural organic compost, Viragra, 100% pure earthworm castings.
It'll make your blooms last for more than 4 hours.
And it's in the blue bag, by the way.
Yes, a little blue bag. Yeah.
And also Earth Mix Magic. There's a whole lineup of products, including Proganics O and Proganics I, the outdoor and indoor potting soils from Earth Mix. So no matter what your need is, there's a soil or amendment for your application. Go over to the website, earthmix.net, and there you can click on the Find Earth Mix tab. And once
click on it.
Once you get over there, it shows you all the locations. And I'm not going to zoom in, but you can zoom in, and it will show you all the locations around Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. So check all those out at earthmix.net. Remember, success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix Garden Products.
Yeah.
I've got a testimonial on this.
Go, sir.
I've got a little raised bed garden
Above ground
in pots at the office. And when I started, we were out of our Earth Mix product, and I used professional potting mix in a few plants. Got the Earth Mix, used it in some more plants. By far, the plants with the Earth Mix are outperforming, no doubt about it.
So good quality plants, good quality soil, water, and sunshine.
There you go.
Well, we
Must include water too.
It takes a little more effort to get things doing their very best, and that's what we try to do at Earth Mix Garden Products. I want to give a chance, Drew, here to also share some love over with your place of business over at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, and your fine employer Brian Dixon, and the numerous locations you guys have around Middle Tennessee. And the great level of service you give people who have power equipment, be it 4-cycle, 2-cycle, even electric.
Yeah.
You carry a pretty complete line.
Battery powered. Yes, we sure do.
I've seen a lot more of that coming into the marketplace.
Yeah, it's getting.
Frankly, there are neighborhoods where that you can't get in there and work if you don't have electric stuff because of the noise factor that 2-cycle heats or any kind of electric motor. So it does help abate some of the noise. But
and I tell you, convenience. I've got a battery powered blower that I got with some issues I have. It's hard for me to pull those recoils these days. And
it's called oldness. I got that.
I won't admit to that. But they're very powerful. The batteries last. It's they've got good stuff now. And if you've never been in one of our stores, I encourage you to come out and go. We've got some great staff, great mechanics, and good products.
And you can throw a rock and you can hit a Dickens store. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, they're all over the world.
Yeah.
Now, so anyway, check them out. I want to make sure we talk about what you guys do.
What about
over there.
cordless hedge trimmer? because I mean there's certain females in the household at the proving grounds that are not allowed to use a hedge trimmer with a cord on it because the cords are very expensive.
Yeah, they've got them. The Echo line and the Steel line both
They're
have
all-
even a chainsaw.
I have actually gotten to use a battery-powered chainsaw and was really pleased with the amount of performance it has. And now, to be sure, if you're going to do an extensive amount of cutting, you kind of need to have a few batteries,
Right.
because you need to have some pre-charge so that you could cut but if you had enough batteries, you could by the time the first one ran down, you could have the next one charged.
Another one charged.
So,
Yes.
But
anyway,
you know,
check out all the great locations, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. I want to make sure. And
but the average homeowner sounds like it's going to probably be one of those things. A chainsaw, first and foremost, it's oil and fuel.
Oh, yeah.
They're messy.
And they're not used a whole lot. Where
And
they
that's
sit
the thing. Yeah, they sit down and then
and that's one of the difficult things. That's where having a service department like Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is so helpful. I actually had a small generator that got some bad fuel in it, and I had just used it. I don't know who put.
I
what
had a
in.
pressure washer.
No,
in
it was worth it to
somehow.
me, and I was really happy to be able to take it over there. Say, I know it's bad fuel, and it was a brand that they're not really. They can't get parts for it because it was not there.
Yeah.
I said, look, I know it's fuel. If you'll please clean it, and they did. It works wonderful now.
Awesome.
One pull starts great. So it's amazing the things that can be done.
I'll tell you another little plug talking about fuel is the 2-cycle mix that's out now. It's called Power Fuel.
Yep.
And where it's already mixed with ethanol-free gas, and it's got the treatment in it, the stabilizer treatment. Yeah, I mean, it's a little more money than what you're paying for gas, but when you look at when you
You don't have to burn the tank off at the end of the season.
even at the winter time. I mean, even if you don't use it, we encourage people at winter, put a tank in there, crank it, and let it run a little bit, and then store your unit.
With
I had
the
a,
fuel.
I had a testimony here, a string trimmer that I did not run for a whole year, that I had used Power Fuel in, started on the second pull.
So that's pretty amazing right there.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
just so convenient.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, because it comes in quarts, and it also
Quarts or
comes in
gallons,
gallons. And
right.
I mean, come on.
Much around
No.
the home.
Okay, now we talked about at the top of the show about how we're looking for more rains. It's kind of in the forecast daily. And what comes with that are a lot of weed issues. Nutsedge is
Nutsedge.
front. It's front and center,
been
and
happening.
crabgrass with a
It's
close
front and
second.
center,
Right.
to the side, to the other side.
Yeah.
It's in
Got
the
a new
back.
product for Nutsedge this year.
Oh, my goodness.
It's called Vexus. It's made by PBI Gordon, and it's a granular. And it comes in a little 2-pound shaker that's enough to do 500 square feet, which usually when you've got Nutsedge, you don't have that much.
Right, it's a patch, a low
Yeah.
spot maybe that
It's
where
a little shaker
by the
can.
pool.
You shake it around there. You water it in. Boom.
And-
Very easy.
And is it as effective as the spray-on types as
Yes.
far as?
Yes, it will go.
And
slow, Nutsedge is one that's slow to go away
Right.
anyway, no matter how you
Right,
go
because you'll
after
see it start browning around the stem, and then it just kind of wilts and falls over.
Right.
So,
Right.
well,
yeah.
and
Kind
that's
of like
that's-
me out there in the yard on a busy day.
Well, that's one of the things about a selective herbicide is that it because they're selective and only target specific things. It's worth taking a little extra time if need be to get the to get the control on what and where you need it, and
Right.
not be worried about trying to control a whole host of other things.
One of our companies that we buy our pesticides through has started mixing a broadleaf herbicide with quinclorac. So if you've got a few broadleaves
That's good
and
stuff,
you've got
man.
your crabgrass or some grassy issues, you've got it already pre-mixed that you can mix.
So you can
Right.
hit both broadleaf and grassy weeds
Right.
in one shot.
Out of
It-
one little quart bottle.
That's pretty amazing
Yeah,
right there. And I
good
think
stuff.
particularly at this time of year, I would say it's more the norm than the exception for people to be dealing with both of those.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Right, yes. And that Queen Crack is also great on clover. So there's, mixing a three-way product with something else that'll help you get clover's a plus. Good product.
Now, you and I spoke briefly yesterday, and you had done a virtual trade show.
Yes.
And so first of all, what was that experience like? I mean,
here again, talking about at the part of our career we are in, not have to travel.
right.
And as much as I like being entertained, I didn't have to worry about late nights and tell somebody,
could
no,
send
I don't
you a
feel like
link.
going out tonight.
They
That's
could
right.
send you a link to some show that you could just watch at home.
Right. So that
And-
part I really enjoyed.
Go to your own fridge and get your favorite refreshment.
Yeah, it was good. The only thing, the only downfall, the first day, we didn't have a lot of breaks. They would go from one speaker to the next speaker, and you had to miss a little
setting
bit.
up the
Well, we didn't. We were exhibited too. We weren't exhibiting here. So,
okay.
but yeah, I can only imagine that.
So did they take cams around to each booth that was, or did they have it
Actually,
set up on the
those were
stage?
just done like a meeting with a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, so
is
they
what-
didn't do like a Zoom thing on those, or was
Yeah,
it?
they were Zoom.
Okay, it was
but
all.
they were just like
they
kind of
have
like
those-
a setting like
Zoom
this
Zine
where they
or-
came from with their PowerPoint. The big guys in here got their own 30 minutes to do. The smaller companies, we
Now, don't
would
set that out of my reach now.
you
I'm
would-
gonna have to have that.
Get his whoopee back to him. Ladies and gentlemen, watching all the way on the big screen in their own living room.
Who is
Rhode
that?
Island, that would be my lovely daughter, Eliza.
Oh yeah.
But now
Good
that's
morning.
how you watch the at-home show. You don't have to
How you
sit there and
doing?
watch it on your phone. This is the
Coffee in hand. That's right.
right- Yeah. Okay.
But I've got something that's going to cause a controversy.
What's
that's
that?
just come out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, are we ready to
yeah.
go off point?
Yes.
How many years have we been taking calls with folks trying to get Bermuda grass out of fescue?
Oh.
Since time began, if we
it-
had
it-
started that
it's
early,
Still,
yeah.
okay. They're coming up at Mountain View Seed. There's research for plants that's called Fesmuda. They're encouraging people to put in fescue with Bermuda in the transition zone.
And they're just calling it Fesmuda.
Fesmuda. There's been for a couple years Blue Muda, which is bluegrass with Bermuda in sports turf and even in
Right.
golf applications for, here again, transition zone and a little bit north. You could look at this on YouTube and see
I feel like Burmescue's a better name.
Actually, I think so.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes. But there's, we saw pictures of it was called Raptor 2 fescue with Bermuda grass cut at 3/4 of an inch that just looked fantastic.
Oh, my
But-
goodness.
So here we go.
All righty.
So the thought process is if you get, obviously those, to me it seems strange to try to think about having both of those seeds, one in cool season and another warm season.
Now you would sow your fescue into your Bermuda.
I got you. You.
Yes,
So you're
yes.
okay. That's the whole point.
Not
So
in
you
the
so you
same
go in there
bag.
and aerate your Bermuda and
Right.
and
Right.
work it that way. Okay, I didn't
Right.
know whether this. I was trying to see how those seeds would possibly be packaged together in.
They're looking at the varieties that do better in that mix. Like
What did you say the name of it was again?
Raptor 2 Fesmuda.
Fest? Burmesque. We prefer Burmesque.
Yeah, Burmesque. But what? See, I don't even remember what you said just now. What?
Fesmuda.
Fesmuda.
615-499-6690. Join us, folks.
Now,
if you got some things. We're getting some messages.
you and I were
bringing them
also
through.
talking about. You said you got some information regarding what is going on in the world of seed, cool season grass seed for fall, as
Right.
far as how the crop's shaping up for
Yes.
the season ahead. So are
It's
we-
looking good. Who knows exactly? There's still, we've talked about it for years. This time of year, the farmers and the brokers can't seem to get on the same page as far as pricing.
And
but
every different, what we in the industry refer to as a turf type fescue, these are all blends of seeds, correct?
Well, you can buy single varieties.
There are some that are
they're
Rebel
grown.
is one. Is I know that's one that was
Yeah,
sold a lot as a
one of the
standalone.
firsts.
Right.
They're actually grown individual varieties, and then they're blended for shipment. Most everybody agrees you need to do 3 blends.
Yeah, because they're being used over such a wide area that it's hard to predict reliably exactly which one's going to give you the growth and characteristics profile that you would be best for that particular area. Right. So as to sweeten the target or make it a little larger, it's a lot better. And some things are maybe have more brown patch resistance. Right. Some things are maybe a little more drought resistant. There are all kinds of attributes that are that the different grasses have.
The Mountain View, one of the companies we buy from, they've got a company within called Peak Genetics, and it's strictly just for research. And you can no telling how many plants they've got. When they show a picture of their farm, they're about this big. Clumps of fescue that they look at different traits and whatnot, and seed production being the main thing because that's where the money comes from.
And people may forget that fescue is a clumping grass. Right. You know, we see it planted principally in a monoculture where that you have all these little clumps that all grow together, so it doesn't look like a clump. The turf types obviously have been hybridized or selected in such a way that they reduce the amount of the really coarse foliage is up on
crowns.
The crown that's on. I couldn't get the word crown out. It was there, but I couldn't quite. But that crown is not so rough on the turf types as it is on the Kentucky 31, which is
They look at the testing evaluation, the NTEPs. You know, they look at spring density. They look at recovery time. They look at color. They look at germination. You know, there's several different things they look at and test for. Disease resistance. You know, they'll at those certain farms, they will encourage brown patch. You know, they'll water it the wrong time of day, and they'll
cut it too
low,
short, fertilize it at the wrong time.
Right, they'll throw extra nitrogen on there, but yeah, they try to get it in there, and you can really go. I mean, I've been fortunate to visit several of those farms over the years, and it's pretty neat to see that.
David, and we've got another question coming in via message that I got. They're asking about a house plant, and it's called Monstera andesana. So they Swiss cheese vine. Is that? It's a very pretty plant.
Yep.
But they've sent me a link. I don't want to put the link up there, but it's it looks like an ivy with just some other stuff involved with it. It's very interesting. It's kind of pretty.
Monstera is I can't tell you off the top of my head whether we actually have any of that or not. We do carry a really wide variety of tropicals in addition to other things. Why don't we just segue right into that, Josh?
Segue.
We'll
softball pitch.
Do this little spot here for Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and that's where we're broadcasting from this morning. And we really pride ourselves in having the most diverse selection of plant material. Not just diverse, but extremely high quality, and not just extremely diverse and high quality plant material, but with people you will encounter who work here who actually know their products and can help you get the answers, like do we have the Monstera available, that and a whole lot of others. It doesn't matter whether you're looking for perennials, it doesn't matter if you're looking for ornamental grasses, fruiting plants, figs with figs all over them right now. If you haven't shop for figs in a bit. Matter of fact, there's one brown turkey fig. It's that big, and I keep looking at it. Go, if nobody buys this, I'm going to eat that fig. So I'm just saying, come on out, Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and you can buy a fig that has fruit nearly ripe on
apple
it. Apple
trees. If you come in through the
yes, we got apples fruit on there. So. Obviously, gardening of all types is of great interest right now, and we are having a lot of folks really interested in vegetable fruit production. So come out and see us. We'll be glad to help you. Also, thanks to Nora, she and Austin are working on our video series now, and Austin has got a really great video up on our website also, is it not? So you can go out and check out about how to plant a tree in the summer. You know, you think, awesome. You can't plant this time of year. That's not right. Now, does it take some little special care and provisions? It does, but you can do it and be very successful with it. So check that out over at batesnursery.com. And also, I write a weekly newsletter.
He
And
does.
if you scroll down to the bottom there, you can see that shaping things up before fall. And I'm talking about trimming. And this is really, we're rapidly approaching the end of the time that you should be trimming most broadleaf evergreens and deciduous. So if you want to read a little more detail about that, check out the newsletter there. And if you would like to sign up for the newsletter, just scroll down to where it says newsletter and put your name and email address
Click.
in there. And you're subscribed.
You're
and
going to sell my information.
we don't share it with anybody. Not every once of the 19,000 plus subscribers that we're very fortunate to have, and thank you for subscribing. If you do, we really value that, and we treasure that, and we treat it with the respect it deserves. We don't share your information with anyone. So come out and see us, Bates Nursery Garden Center. Bates Rewards members this week only through Thursday, 20% off all plants.
But I'm not a Bates Rewards
It
member.
takes about 30 seconds to sign up. So come on in, sign up, and you'll get 20% off all plants today at Bates Nursery Garden Center. Anytime from now through the end of business on Thursday. So beautifying Nashville since 1932, Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
615-499-6690. David, would you go back to input 3 again, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
We had a message sent, and this is from one listener, watcher up in Portland, Tennessee.
Yes, I believe.
Who's been known to
Associate with us.
yeah, once in a while, the round mound. Now, he wants to know, are these ripe? Are they ready to pick?
They are, if you say they are.
Yeah.
Now,
They look pretty ripe to me.
Yeah, now those appear to be banana peppers. And,
Uh-huh.
now, the one thing about peppers is that most peppers, a great many of them, will actually turn red ultimately if you leave them on. These, and they will get more of an orange color. Now, the bell peppers there, I mean, they're
They
absolutely.
look gorgeous,
They look great.
yes.
Now, you can certainly pick those now, but if you leave them on longer, they will actually turn red. That doesn't mean they get hot. It just means that they're more fully ripened. So,
He's not a scorpion
Do you know
kind of
what-
pepper kind of guy.
Do you know the best way to eat some banana peppers? So you pick them off the plant,
right?
and then you toss them in the trash.
Really?
Yes, that's my opinion. I hate banana peppers.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
no,
one of my faves.
no, they're wonderful. Now I will say
I'd put
this
'em on ice cream.
regarding peppers. Here's something that's really important. I'm a hot pepper lover. Now, not necessarily all hot peppers. Serrano, for whatever reason, for me is not considered to be so hot. But there's something in the flavor profile about it that just lights me up. So I'm not really tolerant to that one. I'm much more tolerant to ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers and Trinidad Scorpions. However, if you have your
Do you have an esophagus?
yeah, it's not that bad. Anyway,
Okay.
you just have to kind of work at building up that tolerance. You know, it's like taking a little bit of poison every day. but-
Oh, okay.
doesn't what if you have your sweet banana peppers planted in proximity to your, say, ghost peppers, you probably will not have any sweet banana peppers. They may look just like the picture that you showed before, but they're going to be fiery hot because
Been there, done that.
they
Got
cross
fired
pollinate.
up.
So you need to have them at the opposite ends of your garden or further,
So-
depending on the size of your garden.
I've got some family who lives out in New Mexico, and my cousin Zach grows habaneros out there.
Right.
And
He's far enough away. He won't cross pollinate with yours.
exactly. But he goes, I'd never had a habanero before, and he's like, here, just try this tiny little bit. I mean, it's just a little bit.
It's just a taste. It'll just get
Tore me up. I drank half a gallon of milk. Like I can't do spicy at all.
Yeah. I like habaneros.
But a hatch chili is the finest thing on the planet. I mean, you get a little red sauce, a little green sauce, you put it in there together.
Well, we have like a container employee garden area down that they have carefully blocked off to keep pilferage out. But they're
Is it down that way?
somewhere down under. Anyway, there's I was noticing this morning. There's one huge pot that has chiles. You know, it's covered with chili. I mean, it has hundreds on it. It really looks amazing. So, It is vegetable harvesting time of
It is
year.
that.
to
And
be
brag
sure.
about it, folks. Now, yeah, it's something else that you need to brag about. Now, this is a project that I helped David with over
Yep.
this last couple of weeks. This is a
Those-
fence that he built.
Yep, those
And we
materials
talked
all
about
came from
this a
Crosland
couple of-
Building Supply.
I think in Eagleville, Tennessee.
Yep.
1 mile. It's
I
the
didn't know
metropolitan.
that was your fence. I'm sorry I called it a pallet.
I'm a fairly,
Pallets.
the duck.
You have a
back,
good
I
palate.
let it water roll off.
He has a good palate, but when we were trying to describe what I had in my mind to recommend to him, even David I could see in the back of his brain he wasn't exactly sure about the way I was describing.
Well, I
it.
just wanted to make certain because I didn't want you. I knew the only way in my mind that it could work, and I think I did understand you
Yes,
correctly.
I think you got it in the end. But at the end of the day, what this shadow box fence, hurricane fence, whatever it is that you would like to describe it, horizontal fencing, you don't have a bad side.
That's the real advantage to it. And you could put this up probably in any neighborhood and not
Better
get
ask your HOA first, though, folks,
and not get dinged on it because
there are a bunch of HOAs in the HOAs, right?
the homeowners association
Yes,
is what you're
okay.
referring to. There are rules out there. There's and
that
there-
are meant to be broken. But
Well, yeah, but some of them there are
they're reasonable.
There are some reasonable rules. Like if you're going to put up like a temporary, like a
This one would allow.
tarp material in your front yard, for instance. There's evidence of that in my neighborhood that
For-
everybody walks
For
around going,
containment, over in the hysteric district of.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yep. It's
What are they
it's a really-
keeping inside this
A puppy.
containment field?
a puppy, and it takes up like half of the front yard, right on the corner.
Uh-huh.
Right on the corner. So anyway, it's very conspicuous. So that I don't know.
What color is it?
It's green.
The puppy's green.
No, I don't know what color the puppy is. You can't see it. The fabric, the woven
So the puppy
fabric.
can't even see out of the fence. So he
No.
could walk his little face up there, and he
Yeah.
could stick his nose through there.
Well,
and
there
see.
actually are little small dogs that live next door over there, and part of putting the fence up was concern that, whenever they see somebody, they run and bark, and but this way they don't get a look at you. They can, while they might be able to see through the fence in spots, they don't see you, and that eliminates the issue of them coming over. There's a lot of traffic that can come in and out. You'd hate to see something bad happen to
Absolutely.
one of the
I have
little
to
pets.
say, the more I look at that fence is growing on me. That's a nice fence.
Well,
How long did it take you to put it up?
I did not do it personally. I hired the services. It took them about 4 days. That's
So that's
only
about a 30-day project for David and I, at least.
if we were working on it in the afternoons. Yeah, because it takes a while just to get all the posts. Now I did rent a post hole digger. I mean like on a
Auger.
a big power with that. Not a one or a two man. I'm talking about one like on a Vermeer mini skid steer that would get it done fairly quickly. But
Oh, goodness gracious. All righty, folks.
But anyway, but yes, I'm very pleased with the way that turned out, and
It'll be
I trust
gorgeous.
that my neighbors next door feel the same way.
And if you have to get out of the fence really fast, you got a ladder, man. You're right in and out. I mean, you gotta
Well,
get-
there's a security issue, I guess, inherently. If you're
it's a privacy fence. It's not a security fence.
no, it's not. It's you can walk around the end of it if you really wanted to. That's pretty easy.
All righty. We see the yard boys out there. Yard boy.
I think he's on the phone with us right
Is
now,
he
too.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We see the Round Mounds out there. See Carol Holcomb's out there. And, folks, hey, join us, 615-499-6690.
Would you like to talk to him?
Would we like to talk to the yard boy? I would most certainly like to.
What's up, yard boy?
The Honorable Corey Smith.
Yes.
How y'all doing this morning?
We're having fun, can't you tell, friend?
You got my what?
Are you
We're
calling me from a different number?
I am.
Okay.
This is my. So, but yeah, this is actually me. Yes.
It's the bat
Boy,
phone.
that is some really poor quality audio that thing is putting out.
I was about to say, don't blame me.
No,
That's
not
on
you.
yard
No,
boy.
that's an output.
Is that better?
That's a little better. It sounds like you were screaming into the mic.
Sound like you had a microphone too
In
close
your
to a
mouth.
speaker.
Yeah, in your mouth.
Wow. Okay.
No, that's
Well,
better now. It is better. now.
Okay. Well, we strive for quality and perfection on the at-home show in the morning. So,
Absolutely, we do, sir. So.
Absolutely. Hey, I like that shirt you got on there, Josh.
Isn't that sexy? I mean, it's just fine. And I mean, what does this shirt signify, young man?
It signifies liberty and freedom is what that signifies, sir.
Okay.
No, it signifies the write-in campaign for Corey Smith for Petersburg Alderman.
Because you pledged that you will clean the air of menthol smoke and Aquanet in and around the Petersburg Square there.
Absolutely, and eradicate all feline from inside of government building.
Now, come on. Now, Clyde's a longtime valuable employee as the trash inspector. So, I mean, we got to keep him rocking and rolling.
Well, he is 3-time employee of the month, so we may cut him some slack there.
Let me ask you this. Will you be more strictly enforcing the 24-hour mandatory parking?
Absolutely not. That 24-hour parking will be abolished in September.
Oh,
on your first day.
So what is your proposed? Should it be like a 1 hour parking maybe, or is it just going to be like at your discretion?
It will be 24-hour free parking is what it will be.
Oh, so currently it's 24-hour paid parking?
Well, right now it just says 24-hour parking is what it says. That's all it says.
So it says mandatory, right?
So you have to park.
Spelling and grammar has never been the forte of the current administration of the town of Petersburg. So, you know, we don't proofread before we put signs up many times.
Now
it takes time to do that.
The early voting started, so I mean you can get out there and cast your vote if you're legal to do so inside the city limits of Petersburg. There.
Did you say legal or illegal?
Legal.
Yeah.
All 280 of you go out and vote.
Once.
Yeah.
Once, yes.
But actually there are 3 write-in candidates, but there's only there's 3 spots for write-ins, but there's only 2 candidates running, so you could actually write your name in twice, correct?
Yeah, but they'll only count it once. So
Okay.
I've already investigated that avenue.
Okay. All right. Well, now, Yard Boy, now, again, folks, I did have the privilege of seeing the Yard Boys Worldwide Command Center this week.
The northern headquarters.
The northern headquarters of the command center, and it's nice out there.
Could you see the yard of the month sign from your vantage point?
No. The front lawn has quite a structure on it. So I mean,
okay.
But
this is the northern headquarters. We're not talking about the Global Operation Command Center.
Okay.
So where
Corey,
is?
are mail-in ballots available?
They were. You've already passed the deadline to ask for those, though.
Oh, you don't have any?
No, he just asked just now.
Yeah, there's no. You didn't say anything about a deadline.
You'll have to talk to Secretary of State Trey Hargett about that. That's above my pay grade.
But no, in all seriousness, you are running for alderman for
Yes.
Petersburg, and we have
Yes.
endorsed you. And we again, if anyone else wanted to call in and have an alternative point of view,
No, we will certainly respect that and honor that because we're giving you a platform. And
but we're
Absolutely.
we're going Yard Boy.
Now I do have to say,
What's that?
we aren't mandated by the FCC.
No,
So we don't
we don't
technically have to do anything.
yeah, but
You are in the wild frontier of the World Wide Web is where you are
Yeah.
at.
yeah, but I think it would be it's right to do to offer that out there.
Oh yes,
it
it's
might
right.
need to
Yeah,
be
but-
fun. So yeah, but and-
Polite only counts in horseshoes, David. So
Oh, sorry about that.
But if a young man where Mama would allow him to call in, I mean, I don't know if
Right.
that might be okay for him to do so at the point in time. But
And-
go ahead.
I was going to say we're also going to be abolishing that loose change policy. You know, the Corey law that was established. So
Yeah,
that will be
there's a
going.
coin shortage, so you've still got your 5-gallon bucket
Well,
full.
there's nothing about a coin shortage being stated at Petersburg Town Hall. They actually restrict how much you can give them. You know, it's just the opposite. You go into the grocery store and
They won't give you
restrict how much
coins.
they'll give you back. No, Petersburg, we restrict how much you can give us.
Wow.
So
Well, apparently where there are short coins elsewhere, they're long on coins at that location.
that's right. That's right.
All right, Yard Boy. Well, you keep striping them out there, and like I say, don't do too many yards in one day because it's warm out there.
It is
Now-
indeed.
Now, Drew, we've had a little bit of talk. Have you seen a bunch of brown patch this year?
Oh, yeah.
Really, surprisingly, I haven't. And I've got one account that I typically have that problem with. It's got a little low spot in it, and the lady just runs the irrigation entirely too much, and I beg her not to. but surprisingly, I haven't seen it in that yard, so I haven't run into a whole lot in it.
Now you're generally south of Nashville in your service area as well.
Right. I'm actually in Spring Hill as we speak right now. About to, ironically, pull up to one of my best Buda or Hermescue yards.
There you go.
Well, because that they say that's a new thing, but I think there are a bunch of yards in Middle
yeah.
Tennessee.
I've been mowing Hermescue yards for 20 years. I knew.
But, hey, if we make some coins on it, we might as well try.
Hey,
Right?
y'all, boy.
He pays the bills, man.
Great to hear you this morning. Keep on
Yes,
keeping
sir.
on, sir. You have a
Hey,
great
y'all
rest
keep
of the
up
day.
good work up there. All right. See y'all.
All right.
Hey, we give a shout out to Chris Nishan.
it's his turn to sit on the
Yeah,
Yes,
he needs to
Chris.
come in.
Chris,
You got
it's comfortable.
Where's
Doris
my rock?
Smith, good morning to you. And Mark Shahan, Joan Kite, and several others. So, thanks for giving us a shout out this morning.
Share
always
that, share,
always
share,
glad to
share.
see you out there.
I need to talk to Marvin about some fly fishing. So, or just about it, not actually having him
Doing
take
it.
me anywhere because
Well, and
I'm
actually,
not,
It's probably
rich.
cost you.
We're
Yeah,
gonna,
it
we're
would
gonna,
cost you.
but we need to bring him in because he is he's a friend of the environment, and a friend of everything else that's going on, and had a little bit of a thing going on between.
And he's really a great guy.
He's
a great guy.
He's cute too, but they.
That you went just a little far, but
Well,
I'm gonna go.
I mean, there
I'm
was
gonna
this-
stay with my great
there
guy.
was this
statement.
post
He
that-
is a
that-
great guy.
Honest to
you
goodness,
know you are.
There
Chris.
was this post last week on Facebook where he was talking about the traffic on the Caney Fork River, and they set the scene. Chris Nishan waiting in the Caney Fork River with the fog around him. Ooh, I mean, I just got a little tingle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I mean,
It doesn't have that effect on everybody, Josh. But I
was about to say,
can understand where it does.
I didn't think he was that handsome.
the whole thing, man.
Yeah, he's. you stumped him.
Yeah, I did.
I'm looking. That was a look of derision. I think
615-499-6690 if you want to call in and leave a question. We'll be glad to respond to it. We have Drew Sullivan in studio today for, we got about 8 minutes left here in this hour, so we're rapidly approaching the end of this show. And, of course, we want to thank you before we forget.
Oh, well,
that
thank
we
you.
appreciate
for
you being
having
here
me.
today.
Yeah.
What do we
Enjoying
do?
it.
Okay, we got, with all the hot weather and the amount of precipitation going everywhere, what are the things that you would recommend to people that need to be conscious of, be on the lookout for, as far as things that are likely to become problematic?
Okay, problematic would be disease. One thing we've talked about there.
The brown patch being one of those.
Right. My thought process this times of year goes to preparing for the overseeding season. I like to get a jump on that with, if you've tried and can't be successful a soil test, get it done now, because there's some implements that need to go in when you aerate. If not, if you're looking pretty good, one of my little tricks is going ahead and doing a straight 100% organic application right now to kind of
Right.
get your soil perked back up and going.
Just one of the many benefits of organics is that you can put them on during the heat of the summer and
Right.
it doesn't burn.
Right, exactly. We've got a new product coming in. Actually, it got shipped to our Knoxville store. We're going to get some down here, but it's a granular soil penetrant and water infiltration product that golf courses and sports turf use these for years, where you can make water not be hydrophobic. You can
Right.
make it go into the ground. We've got
Make
a
it
granule.
water has
Microscopic.
rabies.
We've got a granule. That's right. We've got a granule now that you can apply that's pretty cost effective, and it'll give you 30-day treatment. So new things like that going on. You can go ahead and get your soil kind of starting to get it in shape. We're almost August.
And for those who are not willing to convert to a Fesmuta, if you were thinking
Mescue.
Rescue.
whichever.
Whichever
If
way
you're
you choose
if
to
you're
go.
thinking about eradicating Bermuda grass,
Right.
you're really coming up on the time where you need to be thinking about getting the Bermuda grass eradication done, because although it's just the latter part of July, well, that's true, but if you really want to give yourself the best chance
Right.
to eradicate it, you need to allow enough time with the foreknowledge that you will not get 100% of it the first time you spray. You're going
Right.
to have to go back in there and do a follow-up spray, because you're going to miss spots.
Right.
And there's something going to show back through. So if you really want to get the very best shot at ridding yourself of it,
Yeah.
you got to start
Spray-
early.
Spray now, and if you've got a small lawn and it's come into there, I would recommend a total kill, just a total. Give up a little green for 5 or 6 weeks
Yeah, right.
and get it cleaned up. If you are thinking of the new, or actually it's the old skew into Bermuda, I'm going to suggest to you to do a growth retardant on that existing Bermuda to keep it from growing while you get your new fescue up and running.
Okay, so what do you give us a name of a product for a growth retardant?
Trim-Pak, Groom are two that we sell. Groom is easier
Now,
to
are these
remember.
granular products or are they liquid?
No, they're liquid.
Okay, all right.
But they're good. They'll give you in doing this. You'll probably get 3 or 4 weeks out of it anyway.
Now, can those be applied with a hose-in type of applicator? Or is it got to be a tank mix?
Well, I don't care what it does to it. You could do a hose in. I just don't think you can get the rate exactly what it needs to be with a hose in. 3/4 of an ounce to 1,000 square feet with Bermuda is how it works. But I sprayed my front lawn, and I actually have not mowed my Bermuda for a month.
Josh, we need to give a shout out to Joey Montaloni. He's out there.
The sensei.
He needs to come in sometime too.
Absolutely. Shout out to Sally Sledge Walker. I love that name. And
That's
Crystal
Sister
Lee.
Sledge, right?
Crystal Lee Hogue, and there's a number of others. So good morning to both of you, and thank you for tuning in today. As we're coming up the last few minutes of the program here,
We very quickly got a we got something in the last few minutes.
Something.
We
don't
got
know what it
something.
is.
We got something. Give me just a second here. Oh, okay. It is from Martha. So.
Okay, Martha Ann.
Hi, this is Martha Ann Hood, and I would like to know if they know anything about, if David knows anything about keeping peppers over, like keeping them like a little tree. I've seen people do that before if you keep them in the house and keep the conditions right. And also, I'd like to know if they have any plants for sale that are ghost peppers or Carolina Reapers that can go for this season that are already going. Thank you.
Okay, so you try to keep peppers over. Pretty tough if you're gonna. I mean, you'd have to have some major grow lights to be able to keep enough day length to keep those in active growth. I'm not saying it's impossible. I haven't seen anybody do it where you would try to keep them alive through the winter. You're not going to likely have fruit production during. What you can with a cold frame really extend the season. You can get way up into December, and I've done that myself with. I picked the last of my ghost peppers way up into December last year by doing that very thing. As far as having plants available right now, Martha Ann, no. Sold out for the season on those, so enjoy the ones that you have and make friends with people who've already got them coming along. And if you've got a few plants out there, save some.
You only need like one for a family, right?
No, I don't. I need several, but save some one of the pepper plants, the pods, and get the seed out of it. You can grow plenty that way. So there you go.
Would you dehydrate it first? Or would you just?
Well, yeah. I mean, you probably it's either that or just cut the pepper away and save the seeds and allow them to dry. They do need to dry
because they're hot too, by the way, folks. So when you're handling them, be very careful with them.
Don't scratch your eyes. Resist every
or
temptation.
any other tender part of your body.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we're coming to the end of this edition of the At Home Show. But next Saturday morning, we're going to be here. We're going to come to you from the headquarters of the Earth Mix Network.
You never know who'll be here next week. But I think we'll be here, though.
I'll be here.
We're going to be here. Drew, thank
Nora's
you.
going to be here.
She sure is. But, folks, go out there. Share the Facebook page. Share the view. Go to YouTube. Subscribe. Go out to LinkedIn. Demand that we get on there.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we want to get on there and get everything rolling for you. But for everybody here at the At Home Show, we're going to thank you for participating this week and encourage you to join us for the Saturday morning tradition. It's the At Home Show with Josh, Cary, and David Bates.